first game, but she was really proud of the way the Hawkeyes answered back to the Buckeyes. Like you said, a 5-inning run rule in that second game. So it was split on Friday in the doubleheader. Today will be the determining game of the weekend.
And last year, Ohio State was so good at home. They're 19-3 this year, off to the 1-1 start. A little bit uneven as Ohio State's tried to bounce back from injuries. But what's been a stable constant so far this series is Jenna Molk back in the circle, third game in a row.
Yeah, the pitcher, freshman pitcher from Dover, Ohio, back in the circle, third game in a row this weekend. She was excellent in Ohio State's first game. They won. She got the start in the win. She had 5 scoreless innings and struck out 4. Struggled a little bit in the second game. She pitched just over 2 innings, but she allowed 3 earned runs, and then she was relieved by Lauren Boutte.
Hannah Lang is catching for Jenna Molk, and then the infield for Ohio State, Kiki Estrada, Sammy Buick, Sarah Tarr, Abby Wilhelm from first to third, and then the outfield from left to right, Taylor Cruz, Skylar Lamone, and Hadley Parisian. That is the lineup Ohio State wants to have. This is the first week, and they've really got to use it, as Tori Bennett will lead off, the right fielder for Iowa. We begin with the ball outside. Devin Simon is second. Kira Sipe is third. Then Mackenzie Lightgen, Leah McAnally, Brianna Johnson, Kaya Chavez, Mariah Myers, and Avery Jackson, who was outstanding in game 2, and that one just got away from her.
Tori Bennett did a great job in the Buckeyes, or in Iowa's first game against the Buckeyes. She had a sac fly that put Iowa on the board for the first time in that first game.
Yeah, that game 1 was interesting for Iowa because they were threatening for a while. It took a while to get going. Molk was so dominant early. And there's their first strike. But then Iowa, they started to chip away, started getting runners on. They couldn't score any until the very end, but it was Bennett who's got it rolling there at the very end. And Iowa, they had a chance. In the 5th or in the 7th.
Like we said, it's all about how they responded back in that second game. They needed just a little more time to get in a groove, but.
And did they ever? when
they
got in one, they stuck it. And a leadoff walk for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Bennett on first.
And now batting number 20, Devin
She was
Simon.
1 for 7 yesterday, and now here is Devin Simon. The center fielder, all right-handed batters in the lineup for Iowa, which is unique.
Devin Simon, she's a junior from Cascade, Iowa.
And she hits it right up the middle. Tarr on to second and over to Estrada at first to double play.
Now batting number 9, Kiara Sipe.
So that'll bring up Kiara Sipe, the second baseman. 2 outs, top of the first, no score between a pair of eyes, Buck and Hawk. Floats in for a ball. 1-0 the count to Kiara Sipe, the second baseman. They love her defensively, but it was a potent bat in the lineup on Friday, and she smacks it up the middle right on cue.
There you go. You spoke that one into existence there. Yeah, she can do a little bit of everything. She's a great utility player for the Hawkeyes. Gives them their first
Now batting number 18,
hit of the day.
Lightgen.
And so Mackenzie Lightgen will now stand in. She moves around the lineup. She was third in the order on Friday. She was fifth in game 2 on Friday, and now fourth today. Kind of hovering around the middle of the order.
Yeah, she had a 2-run double in the Hawkeyes run rule win in game 2 on Friday.
It's a very promising bat, and that double is really encapsulated it, where she's a freshman who's swinging the bat the best early in the year, and she does not get this by Tarr, though, who throws her out. So not a clean inning, but one runner stranded for Iowa, and we'll go to the bottom of the first.
Fans, please be aware that foul balls may come in your direction. Buckeye fans, if you catch a foul ball, please return it to a staff member behind home plate. Thank you. Gear up for all the games this season. Check out our team shop trailer located on the concourse level behind home plate.
Bottom of the first coming up, no score yet, and a new pitcher, at least for this series, in the circle for Iowa's the lefty freshman Braylon Conlin.
Braylon Conlin, freshman from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. She was outstanding in high school. She was 26-0 in the circle. She leads the state in strikeouts. She had 290 strikeouts across 150 innings pitched in high school. So she definitely proved herself, and now she has the chance to do that at the collegiate level with the Hawkeyes.
Opponent's batting .240 against her, which is respectable. Catching is Kaya Chavez, the phenomenal freshman catcher for Iowa. I really feel like they've got two starting catchers at the Big Ten level. And a swing and a miss by Hadley Parisian. The right fielder back from injury. It was just she's a spark plug top of the lineup for Iowa, and visit one of the umpires. The infield for Iowa is Mariah Myers on first, Kyra Sipe on second, Brianna Johnson at short, Avery Jackson at third, and then from left to right, it's Lightgen Simon Bennett across the outfield. See, Stacey May Johnson, who is a phenomenal softball player in her own right, getting the explanation. He's a pretty good resume for a playing career at Iowa. Three-time All-Big Ten.
Wow.
I'd take it.
I'd take it.
Ball high, 1-1, bottom of the first, no score. Hadley Parisian here at the leadoff spot. Oh, so she balked. So the first strike wasn't a strike. So it's 2-0.
And that's what Stacey May Johnson was getting some clarification on.
Now 2-1 as that strike finds the outside corner. Abby Wilhelm, or is it? See another conversation going on. You have to be always moving towards home. Yeah, so it is 3-0 the count. So shaky here, first inning for Braylon Conlin. And this is especially tricky because I'm trying to tell the scoreboard what's going on, but you see this. What you really don't want a pitcher doing is thinking about the mechanics of the throw while they're throwing. It should just be absent-minded. So or it should not be absent-minded, but it should just be so ingrained. It's almost instinct.
Right.
And now she has to be thinking about this, a given part of her pitching, or just her pitching form, all the mechanics of it. That could potentially throw her off in this game.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth in the circle there with the umpires. It looks like they're just discussing her form, but like you said, not something you want to be in your head about as a pitcher, especially this early on in the game.
Especially if you're a freshman.
Yeah.
And it was surprised you're not down there, Hannah. Everybody was there.
Everybody was in there.
Didn't feel left out. Just not being in, standing there in circles. Every umpire, almost all the coaches,
Yep.
half the population of Iowa.
The count remained 3-0. Hadley Parisian still up to bat, the junior outfielder who transferred from Miami University to Ohio State after her freshman season.
Now, she came with Kiran Kumar. It was her and Sammy Buick. Both followed her across the state from Miami. Dribbler foul, the count is full. Bottom of the first, no score.
Parisian had an RBI single in Ohio State's second game loss to Iowa on Friday.
She is just such an invaluable piece to this lineup back from injury. Fouled it off. We talked about it on Friday, but it's such a big storyline for Ohio State at the beginning of the year, where they're trying to build off of what was a phenomenal 2025, make the NCAA playoffs, fall in the regional to Tennessee, beat everybody but Tennessee in that regional. And then come into this year, returning quite a few players, some good additions as a walk is issued. So 1 on, no out, bottom of the first. Abby Wilhelm coming up, one of the transfers in from Missouri. But Ohio State had so many injuries. It was almost, if you had to pick the most key players that you could ill afford to lose, they lost every one of them for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
At least. And here's Abby Wilhelm, who struggled on Friday.
She's got a good opportunity here with Parisian on first, and Parisian had a great at-bat there.
She did. Yeah, she is making Conlon work for it.
And we have to give Conlon credit too, though, because she got down in the count 3-0 and was able to make it a full count.
Yeah, I think it's even more impressive. She got down in the count 3-0 after throwing strikes.
Yeah.
But able to just lock in. I'll say that rattle athletes at times, but not Braylon Conlon. Ball high, 2 balls, 1 strike. On Abby Wilhelm. Taylor Cruz follows her, Kiki Estrada, Regan Milliken, Sammy Buick, Skylar Lamone, Haley Lang, and Sarah Tarr is the lineup for Ohio State. 3 balls, 1 strike on Wilhelm. Wilhelm from Lee Summit, Missouri. Played at Missouri, found her way to Columbus. She now can play every infield spot, although that was not by design, and she walks for the 3rd time this weekend. So Conlon in a bit of trouble here with 2 runners on via the walk, and Taylor Cruz stepping up.
Now batting, the DP, number 16, Reagan Milliken.
Or correction, Reagan Milliken up.
Reagan Milliken made her season debut at 2 for 3 in Ohio State's first game on Friday against the Hawkeyes. She was very impactful. She's batting .400.
And she's hit.
Yeah, she shook that one off, and now bases loaded with no outs.
This is not who you want coming up in a bases loaded situation. In this exact situation, the worst person coming up from the Iowa perspective is Kiki Estrada.
Yeah, her bat has been hot. She had a home run for the Buckeyes on Friday in that first game in their big win. She's a power hitter.
She also missed time with injury. missed 8 games, came back and swung an angry stick. As Iowa trying to figure themselves out here. Bases loaded, no hits by Ohio State. But Estrada could puncture the Schumacher complex out there in left field. She might be able to get it on the bounce to the Hayes building, which is beyond right field.
Yeah. Yeah, taking a minute with Braylon Conlin to just regroup for the Hawkeyes because bases loaded, no outs. Tough situation for her to be in, but like their head coach, Stacey May Johnson said she likes the way her team responds under pressure and the way they bounce back. So here's a good opportunity for them to show that again.
Exactly. Here is that pressure. Kiki Estrada. And she was trying to hit it to the football field on a mighty cut and swing and a miss. Got a really nice swing. And with so many right-handed hitters, having a lefty with power and a smooth cut like Estrada is such a great weapon to have. But Estrada is behind 0-2, and so Conlin trying to respond here in a bases-loaded jam with Cruz on deck and Buick waiting. Fouled back. After struggling a bit the last 2 batters to find the strike zone, Conlin is breathing in strikes right now.
She is a great response from Conlin, and if she can get Kiki Estrada out of here, it relieves a little bit of pressure.
Just outside. And this is the out she's got to get. Because Ohio State, they had a program record for 20-plus home run hitters a year ago, but Estrada is so dangerous. And they get a weak grounder. That's 1 and only 1. So the run scores a productive out on the fielder's choice by Estrada. And so there's now runners on the corners with only 1 away.
There's an off-speed pitch from Conlin, and Estrada just got a little piece of it, but gave Ohio State their first run of the day.
That stinks from the Iowa perspective, where you have the chance of double play ball, and Estrada was running so well down the line that it felt like a little bit slow developing play, but you can trade the run if you're getting 2 outs, but just for the 1 out, bad luck.
Have to commend Estrada for running that one out and not just assuming it would be a double play there.
Here's Taylor Cruz. The 0-1 pitch just catches the outside corner. 0-2 the count to Taylor Cruz, the junior. He's a productive hitter, one of Ohio State's better all-around hitters yesterday, but Friday. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah, feels like it was just yesterday.
And a strikeout. Nice job battling back by the freshman Conlin.
2 outs now, and she struck out her first batter of the day.
Number 25, Haley Lang.
So it's Haley Lang, strike on the first pitch. Lang, first 2 at-bats she had on Friday. Home run, home run. Which I'm not, Babe Ruth, but I think that's a pretty good way to start the game.
That is. Can't ask for anything better, and she has a chance here to bring some runners in for Ohio State. 2 still on.
Almost wonder if Ohio State doesn't get another run, and you think the situation they had, bases loaded, no outs, power hitter up, only 1 run, almost feels like a win for Iowa if they can maintain that. 2-2 the count. I felt like catcher is kind of one of the relatively unsettled positions for the Buckeyes right now, and Haley Lang might making a claim on that as it's outside. Full count.
Full count, 2 outs, runners on first and third. Crucial pitch right here for Braylon Conlon.
And she gets her. What a battle back effort by Iowa and Braylon Conlon. Only give up 1 run, very much alive going to the second.
All right, Buckeye fans, it's time for hometown to home field. Today we have 2 contestants, Brian and Destiny, who will be trying to guess the straight line distance from one of our Buckeyes' hometowns to Buckeye Field. Let's find out who today's featured player is.
Hi, my name is Sarah Tarr, and I'm an infielder from North Aurora, Illinois.
All right, Brian, how far do you think North Aurora, Illinois is from Buckeye Field? And Destiny, what's your guess?
250 miles.
All right, let's see who's closest.
My hometown is 304 miles from Buckeye Field.
All right, it looks like Destiny is closer and is today's winner. You're going home with a Buckeye prize pack. Thanks for playing hometown to home field.
Top of the second, and Iowa, I still think it really felt like a win for Iowa from given the circumstance, only giving up 1 run. Still Ohio State, no hits. And leading off the second is Liam McAnally. One of the 2 catchers for Iowa.
And it's mainly Ohio State fans here, but we do see some McAnally family members.
As Wilhelm disappoints him. It's softball. She'll battle it off. She was 0 for in game 1 and then really had a very good game 2. Liam McAnally, and she'll have another shot at it. In an inning or so, and here's Brianna Johnson, the shortstop. Johnson had the reverse. She had a little shakier game 1 and then big impact in game number 2.
Yeah, she had a sac fly that brought in Chavez in that second game on Friday.
She lifts this one into the glove of Tarr. What a play by Sarah Tarr.
What a catch.
It just floated to her.
Kaya Chavez.
It really did. She did a great job of tracking that one.
Sarah Tarr had she was shaky in the field in game 3 when Iowa had their massive 7-run inning. Tarr seemed a little off kilter at short, where she was outstanding in game 1, and she's off to a great start here in game 2 as Kaya Chavez is the batter. Chavez did not catch game 1 on Friday. She did catch game 2. And she smacks it right by Mulk up the middle for a single. Clean hit for Chavez.
That was a great hit up the middle.
Now betting
Keep the
number
Hawkeyes
4,
alive
Mariah
here
Myers.
in this second inning.
Here is the more promising freshman hitters for Iowa. Lightgen might be hitting the best, but they think Mariah Myers could be the real deal. Just somebody could construct an entire lineup around. She takes a strike. It's just outside, ball 1.
In high school, Myers was the 2024-2025 Iowa State Gatorade Player of the Year, 4-time first-team all-conference honoree.
And takes a strike. And so a real slouch is what you're saying.
Yeah, yes.
Real underachiever. No, that was great.
Yeah, great. She's from Fort Dodge, Iowa.
I mean, it's hard to be a more accomplished high school player than what she was. Ball's fouled off, so stays alive. And that's what Iowa sees in her. They see Mariah Myers, they don't think is going to be a good player. They think she could be a great player. And she did it in high school. And she's developing that way. Great plate discipline. I feel like you just saw right there, she's got a really good hitter's eye, especially on the outside of the plate. She knows the zone. She knows her zone extremely well. Got under it, though, towards left field. Cruz is there, but Lamone calls her off, and that'll take us out of the second. Iowa yet to dent the scoreboard, but they did strand a runner, and we'll go to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the order for Ohio State. They have the lead in the game, but Braylon Conlon seemed to settle down there in the first. Towards the end of the first, struck out the last two Buckeye batters. She retired. In effect, she retired the last three batters for Ohio State.
Let's hear it.
It'll be Skylar Lamone who will lead off, the center fielder for Ohio State, who's a really tremendous center fielder. And then Sammy Buick will bat second, and Sarah Tarr will bat third.
Now batting number 5, Skylar Lamone.
So it'll be Lamone leading off. This is always fun. They do. They bring up they say a guest PA announcer, but it's a kid, it's a child.
Yes.
And the little girl who just did a very good job. But the one in game 2 could have done it for like the AAA team in Columbus or any team. She did such a great job. And I was visiting with the student who organizes that as part of her just game day role. And I asked her, and she said she goes around just kind of, I think she's going to do a good job. Like just picks randomly. It wasn't pre-planned, but she sounded like she could have actually been the PA announcer for Ohio State.
She's a star in the making.
And
I love that. That could have been her big break right there.
I'm surprised if I was the PA announcer and I heard her, I'd be like, oh boy. Gonna have to up my game some.
Yeah, there's some competition. Count is 2-1 for Skylar Lamone.
And she splays one foul, 2-2. We're talking a little bit pregame, but the PA announcers at Ohio State are always just so good. And then find some 10-year-old girl who does just as well. Here's the 2-2 for Lamone. Slapped foul. Lamone put on a clinic in game 1 in center. She caught everything. If there wasn't an outfield fence, she probably would have caught home runs too.
She's so quick. She has such good speed. Makes her an excellent defender.
And the trick for her is, can she just do enough offensively? Can she find a way on? And she does. Not. It's full count. Thought it was ball, that was ball 4. So still in there.
Still in there. 3-2.
And strikes out.
She was ready to run down the first base line. She did not think that was a strike. It was a little low.
I think if you're a left-handed slapper, it's tricky that outside of the zone, you're almost giving it up because you're moving out of the box. And you're fading, so your perception of that outside of the zone can be a little off. As Sammy Buick stands in, takes a ball.
Conlon struck out her third batter there with Lamone, so she's doing an excellent job. She had that rough start to the first inning.
She struck out the last 3.
Yeah.
One and one. But I think that's so smart from what Iowa did with Chavez and Conlon to attack the outside of the plate for a slap hitter. Because you're really limiting the damage that a slapper can do, because it's just going to be off the end of the bat most cases. Buick was 0 for 5 on Friday. Chance for redemption today. Sends it into right, but Tori Bennett just had to backpedal slightly, and it's 2 gone.
Yeah, she hit it right to her. She had some good power under it, but right to her. So 2 outs.
Yeah, been there before. Sarah Tarr, the 9-hole hitter for Ohio State. We've already seen her impact with the glove in this game. That's really the strongest. That's why she's in college. She is such a good defender. She's another one kind of like Lamone, where she can just be dangerous enough at the plate. Doesn't need to hit the ball like Kiki Estrada. Just able to get herself on. She's behind 0-2. The 0-2. Just missed outside. Tarr was 1 for 3 yesterday, but did play in 2 games. She was pinch hit for what would have been her second at bat in the 5-inning washout against Iowa. That's foul.
We're all the way up here in the press box, and there's glass and netting, but I still flinched at that foul ball.
Did you?
I did.
I
don't know what I was thinking, but.
You're like, I don't know if that glass is going to hold it.
Yep.
That net and that glass, that's not gonna do it. Weekly towards Sipe at second, who throws it into the dirt.
An error in the defense puts Sarah Tarr on first, keeps Ohio State alive in this. bottom of the second. So
Yeah,
two
great.
outs, Tar on first, and they're right back up to the top of the lineup with Hadley Parisian.
Yeah, great chance here for Parisian. That was an odd throw. It was almost like Sipe had too long to think about it.
Parisian was walked in her last at bat.
And she's gonna fly out in her second. Lifted out towards left, still hitless. And we go to the third. Ohio State leading by 1.
All right, fans, let's hear it one more time for our junior PA of the game, Bradley. Fans, don't forget the concession stand at Buckeye Field is located on the main concourse. Swing by and grab your favorite ballpark snacks. Students, fans, and alumni, last fall you teamed up with Abbott and the Big Ten in the We Give Blood competition that helped save over 200,000 lives. But we can't stop now. Keep giving blood. Keep saving lives. Scan the QR code on the board to register today.
We go to the third, 1-run lead for Ohio State. Molt dealing in the circle.
Yeah, she's done a great job. She's given up 2 hits so far, has walked 1, but she's still looking to strike out her first batter of the day. I almost said afternoon, but it is still morning since they bumped this game up to an 11 o'clock start.
Yeah, this was not the original start time. Now, this wasn't a surprise, but I do wonder if when they were picking the start time, like, maybe we should move the game up to 11. That sounds like reasonable, all right? Sounds good. If they didn't realize there was a time change today.
Yeah, they didn't know we were losing an hour of sleep last night with spring forward, so it made it feel like a 10 a.m. start time.
Yeah, well, if you're from Iowa, which is half the people on the field, that's 9.
Yeah.
Or the rooster was crowing and we're playing softball. 2 balls, no strikes on Avery Jackson, who was outstanding in Game 2 on Friday. She's a tremendous defensive third baseman, but she was dynamic at the plate too, and she's the 9 hitter. And they like her in that spot because she can get on. That ball's foul.
Yeah, she homered on Friday. As you said, she was super powerful for the Hawkeyes. This is her first at-bat of today.
Yeah, and it was, so to that point, she was better than getting on Friday. She was, in Game 2, she looked like the most dangerous hitter in the lineup for Iowa. This one chopped to Tar, and Tar has been on the money today. 1 gone in the third. We go to the top of the order for the Hawkeyes. Tori Bennett led off the game with a walk.
Now batting
Never made it to
Tori
second.
Bennett.
And Molk has not walked another batter since.
It's 1-0 the count now to Bennett. I was just counting them at the scorebook, but Tar has made 5 outs so far. Which, when there's been 7 outs, is a lot.
That is. She's been, like you said, she's been super clean. Which is good to see after struggling a bit, like you said, on Friday.
Yeah, really bounced back. Now, it wasn't supposed to be a doubleheader on Friday. It was going to be just a regular weekend series, but there was some drizzle in the air. It was a little soggy yesterday. And this field here for Ohio State is A, very nice. B, actually has a thing on it called dirt and grass, which is rare. So if it was a turf field, they probably would have been able to play. They definitely would have been able to play, but don't want to lose the field and then you get a beautiful morning like this.
Yeah, the sun is shining.
And the weather Friday was just outstanding. Ohio State entered today 7-12 on the season. Iowa 14-7. Half-hearted effort and the foul tip strike. All right, now we got a pitcher's duel here in game 3. Full count. I mentioned earlier in the game, I also mentioned this Friday, but Ohio State's dealt with a ton of injuries, and Jenna helped weather the storm, not just because she's been pitching well, but because she was an early enrollee from high school to Ohio State at semester. So she didn't practice with Ohio State in the fall because she was in high school. There's a foul ball. Then she graduated early, enrolled at Ohio State, right into the softball team, pitching in February.
So although she is a freshman, it almost seems like she has that little bit of extra experience helping her. And
yeah, she'd be pitching her senior year of high school right now. But instead, she's on Big Ten Plus, taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. And walking Tori Bennett for the second time today.
Now batting number 20, Devin Simon.
But she's also the hardest throwing of the Buckeyes. She's got a nasty fastball. In the first, she forced Devin Simon into a double play, into starting a double play. A ground out to Tar, and she begins this at bat with a strike. One and one. Stacey May Johnson described Devin Simon as just a good all-around softball player. Two and one. But as you said, she's fast and rangy in the field. She's been hitting well. Last weekend, she was outstanding at the plate, hit over 400. And this time, she drives it to center, and a nice play by Lamone. That'll chase Bennett back to first, and that'll bring up
Now batting number
Kiara
9,
Sipe.
Kiara Sipe.
two outs.
Floated fair on the right field side, and going from first to third is Iowa, and they're going to score a run. Oh, man. What heads-up base running by Tori Bennett, but Ohio State just gave him that run.
It was great base running, but yeah, it got that throw into second. Gave her the perfect opportunity to bring it in. So they've tied it up 1-1, top of the third.
Poor space, just field awareness there by Ohio State. Now and I say that now, the throw into second, yeah, that's fine, but you have to know there's a runner on third.
Yeah, it took too long at second.
Way too long.
It seemed like for a second they thought they had her because Sipe actually didn't round first initially. She was almost thinking it was just going to be a single. She slowed up a little and then started going into second. I think the Buckeyes thought they could have had her there.
It was like they were just planting the tag, just holding it on her and being like, gotcha. See, we gotcha. Gotcha. You don't want to move? Gotcha. And while that was going on, Tori Bennett said, all right, that's fine. You kids have fun out there on second. I'm going to go score a run. But the outfield for Ohio State is normally so reliable, but the throw from Parisian and then whatever happened, just the hang up at second and short. Is the 1-2. Now 2-2. So if you're thinking, just Monday morning quarterback that, what should they have done is just catch the ball and get an eye on the third baseman.
Yeah. They totally disregarded that there was a runner on third.
A 1-1 the score. The 3-2 is flailed out into left. Easy for Cruz. And that will end the inning. But Iowa tied it up with heads-up base running by Tori Bennett, and it's 1-1.
All right, fans, we have Ashton, who is going to lead us in our OH chant. Ashton, are you ready? Fans, let's help Ashton out. Great job, Ashton. Let's give him a round of applause.
Chance for the Buckeyes to respond here in the bottom of the third. And we talked about in Friday's games, Iowa does such a good job of manufacturing runs, and we just saw that in the third. That was a run they should not have gotten. And they got it because of their cunning and awareness is what got them that run. And then for Ohio State, they're more reliant on power. And so how they can get themselves back into a game instantly. They could regain the lead on any swing, as Wilhelm will lead off the third.
Wilhelm was walked in her last plate appearance back in the first inning.
The 0-1. Outside. Right now, how Ohio State has started this game, at least in their lineup, with Wilhelm, Milliken, and Estrada, that is about as dangerous a three hitters in a row as anywhere in the Big Ten. Just power, power, power. Wilhelm entered the weekend with the fourth most home runs in the Big Ten. Wasted another one. She's late on both of her swings. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The Buckeyes still looking for their first hit of the day.
Well, if Wilhelm can time one up, she could hit one, not only get on the scoreboard, but she put it through the window out there and left. Full count. You just think how this game could have been different, Hannah, on the first when Bases were loaded, no outs for Ohio State.
But Conlon, she got herself out of that really nicely as she walks Wilhelm for the second time.
Which is not the worst outcome of an at-bat against Abby Wilhelm.
No, it's not. And now Milliken back up to bat. She was hit by a pitch in her shoulder area in her last at-bat.
And she's one of the Buckeyes that came back from injury for this weekend. She'd missed the whole season up to this point. And she was a critical component last year. The steady first baseman, one of the great power hitters. Not playing in the field this weekend. 1-1 the count. We're not playing in the field much this weekend. The 1-1. Half-hearted effort, strike two.
She couldn't quite make a decision there if she was going to go, but puts her behind in the count.
The 1-2. Struck her out. Strikeout number 4 for Braylon Conlon. And that brings up Kiki Estrada. So Iowa not out of the woods yet, but they're close. Can she get through Estrada without any damage? Estrada reached on the fielder's choice, scoring the 1 run of the game back in the first. Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. You know, Hannah, Braylon Conlon is a cool story. She grew up 20 minutes from Iowa's campus. Huge Hawkeyes fan. Her whole family, huge Hawkeyes fan. They're season ticket holders to Iowa football games. But she wasn't really looked at by Iowa as a pitcher initially. She didn't get an offer, was going to go to Western Kentucky to pitch. And then when Stacey May Johnson came in, Conlon became available, and she gave her a first real peek. And so you can imagine what it means to be wearing those Iowa colors today for her.
Oh yeah, growing up a fan, you can't beat that feeling.
But also to think you're going through a whole high school career in the shadows of Iowa City and not getting the attention, that Stacey May Johnson comes in and changes the whole outcome. And so she goes from not having maybe not having a realistic chance of being pitching for Iowa to, in fact, pitching for Iowa. Driven towards left by Estrada. We said she was dangerous, and she goes yard. A 2-run homer by the Buckeyes. Second of the weekend for Kiki Estrada.
Kiki Estrada. Look at how excited she is crossing home plate, hugging her teammates. Pushes Ohio State's lead 3-1. Look, you'd been saying how dangerous she was all day. And that she's one of those players where if you have runners on, it's scary to have her at the plate and see what she can do. So she just proved herself again and still just 1 out.
Glad she didn't prove me, backed up what I was saying a little bit. That was nice of her.
Yeah, she did it for you.
Yeah, nice.
Taylor Cruz up to bat now for Ohio State. She struck out back in the first inning.
Now with Estrada, that's her 4th homer, but she's capable of a lot more than that. And I think what you saw from Ohio State on that sequence, which they've struggled with a weekend ago in Baton Rouge, was they had a runner on. So the thing for these power hitters for Ohio State is you have to have base runners on for them.
Yeah.
Or it limits their damage, and Ohio State did that. And then one swing of the bat, it's a 2-run lead. I like this pitching sequence from Conlon here. Got 2 quick strikes on Cruz. She seems to have responded very well, which is the Iowa ethos. Get some adversity, respond well to it. Full count. Trying to get Cruz to chase, and she doesn't. Already a 2-run third for Ohio State. Maybe more, but foul.
Wow, Cruz got a great piece of that one. If she could just straighten it out just a little bit.
Yeah, she didn't miss by much. Also, the no-hitter was gone.
Yeah, that's true.
This time she gets under it. She did hit it straighter, though. Hit a straight 2, Devin Simon. 2 away. And here's Haley Lang. Struck out in the first, but again, she's had a great weekend at the plate.
Now betting the catcher, number 25, Haley Lang.
One of the native Buckeyes playing for Ohio State, and she drives one to right field, towering and gone. 2 homers in the third for Ohio State.
Ohio State takes the lead 4-1. It's a great response from Lang after striking out in her first at bat, follows it up with a home run.
She's hit 3 home runs this weekend. Again, I'm not Aaron Judge, but that's a good weekend.
That's a great weekend.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5.
There's Skylar Lamone.
She just gave the Buckeyes a little bit more of a cushion too. Like we said, they were searching for their first hit for a little bit there, and now they're rolling.
Second time through the order before they got a hit, and then when they hit it, it's thunderous. 1-1 to Lamone. I think when Ohio State gets into the groove, Hannah, there's very few trips through this order where defenses are going to come out unscathed. It's just when Ohio State, they've got so much power. I think defenses over the course of this Big Ten season, they're going to have to exhale when they get through a line. If you get through a lineup and Ohio State doesn't score, you're going to have to just sigh, made it. But then you have to do it 3 more times. Easy pickings for Brianna Johnson, but the damage very much done by the Ohio State's bats. 3 runs in the third, and they lead 4-1.
Follow the Buckeyes on their official Facebook, X, and Instagram accounts for the latest news, scores, and promotions. Search Ohio State Softball on Facebook and Ohio State SB on X or Instagram to stay connected and follow your Buckeyes today. At this time, we would like to give a special Ohio State welcome to our groups in attendance today. Dirtbags 12U. KLA 11U. Thank you for your support of Ohio State softball. Go Bucks!
The Ohio State bats have awoken. Now, how does Iowa respond? McAnally, Johnson, Chavez. And then really this weekend, the bottom of the order, Myers and Jackson have been so dangerous for Iowa. The Hawkeyes are going to have their chances here in the fourth.
McAnally, as we were saying in her last at bat, and she grounded out, we said right in our line of view, we can see some Iowa McAnally sweatshirts. Looks like her family in the stands.
Oh, she almost hit it to him.
She really did.
If that net wasn't there, she would have gave him just a souvenir.
And it sticks out to us, the yellow, because it's a sea of Buckeye fans and then what looks to be her family. And they're filming her at bat, so I think that it definitely is her family.
Skipped away, 1-1. Leah McAnally from Edmond to Oklahoma, so that's a bit of a hike. Transferred to Iowa from Boise State, which is a bigger hike, but she followed her hitting coach, Fran Strube, who has really revolutionized the Iowa hitting approach this year. They've been much better, and this one will look good on the camera. A home run.
Hey, you said, how is Iowa going to respond after the Buckeyes really got their bats going? And talk about a response right there from McAnally.
A very definitive response from McAnally. I hope they had the camera going. And by camera, I mean phone.
They did. Her dad was jumping up and down. I looked right to him to get the reaction. So love to
cool.
see that. They picked a good road game to travel to.
That's cool. Brianna Johnson will be up. Near Sacramento, California. Also not a slight walk away. The 1-0. Catches the outside corner for a strike. Jenna Molk having to respond. She had to battle yesterday. And by yesterday, again, I mean Friday.
We're going to be doing that all day.
Every time. Well, you know, you play like every day, right?
Yep.
And then you have an off day, and it just kind of throws it. But, no, that's cool. That's such cool. Anytime you have family in attendance and they get to see their daughter put on such a great swing, hit a homer, that's cool.
Yeah.
Unless you're an Ohio State fan, then you're like,
Right.
So is the flip side whenever you tell a cool story about one team, there's half the fan base. It's like, well, that's great and all, but the 1-1. Swung on and missed. A healthy cut by Johnson. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And again, Jenna Molk, Ohio State's pitcher, has yet to strike anyone out. She has a chance right now.
Almost got it, but just a little piece by Johnson. I think Molk's pitched well. She's got a lot of quick outs,
yeah.
So she hasn't had to throw a lot of pitches yet. Oh, the crowd, except for the ones in black and yellow. The crowd is begging for a strikeout here. And they're not going to get it, but they will get a ground ball to Wilhelm, who will fire over to first. One away in the fourth. Now we enter the tricky part for Ohio State of this Hawkeye lineup. The Buckeyes have not really figured out these bottom three hitters for Iowa. Chavez, Myers, and Jackson. It's not like they're not hitting 1,000, but they're putting up really competitive at bats. And Ohio State's rarely got through it unscathed.
Yeah, Chavez had a single up the middle back in the second inning. One of the Hawkeyes' 4 hits of the day came from Chavez.
That swing was on that hit was so good too. It was just pitch over the middle, smacked it right up the middle, and nothing that Limon could do in center. Just perfectly placed. This one foul to the right side. So Chavez behind 1 and 2. Myers on deck, Jackson in the hole. Over towards third, Wilhelm gloves it and throws her out. Rinse and repeat as with the last at bat. Now 2 are away. That brings up Myers.
Now batting number 4, Mariah Myers.
No runners on in a 2-run game. And Wilhelm looking awfully sharp out there at third. Looking like a middle infielder, which is what she was.
She has that experience.
It's funny with Wilhelm. I told this in game 1, but she was a middle infielder at Missouri. And
yeah.
When Kieran Kumar brought her over to Ohio State, they saw her as a third baseman, which is not an outlandish transition. That's pretty common. She was like, "We want you to play third." She's like, "Oh, sure, that's great. I love to play third." She goes over to third, and then a couple weekends ago, they're like, "You know what? We need you to play first." And she never played first in her life. And a strikeout to end the inning. There's that first strikeout of the game for Molk, and it will send us to the bottom of the fourth. Iowa got 1 back off the bat of Liam McAnally. The Ohio State lead down to 2.
And likeness program. Fans like yourself are now able to engage directly with student athletes if they have the ability to monetize their name, image, and likeness. If you're interested in learning more, visit go.osu.edu/NIL. Go Bucks! Your Ohio State Buckeyes softball team will take on the Western Michigan Broncos Tuesday at 4 p.m. right here at Buckeye Field. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Bottom of the fourth, Ohio State's lead took a little haircut, and it's now 4-2. And a new pitcher in the circle for Iowa's Carly Brewer. we saw her earlier this weekend, but she was a part of she's one of the freshman pitchers with Braylon Conlon, who one of the players that grew up a Hawkeyes fan. And native Iowan, pitches for Iowa, awfully poetic.
It is poetic. Another freshman.
It's not a foul ball, that it was a strikeout. Iowa is challenging that call.
All right, so it looks
Wait
like.
a second.
Yeah, Iowa is challenging that strikeout that just happened. We said it was Jenna Molk's first strikeout of the day. They're challenging that it was a foul ball.
Yeah, maybe not. Now, unfortunately, to our viewers, you won't be able to see the video review. It's just how it is today. We don't have the video review to show you, but we are staying next to the video review, so we can
spy and
we'll see what we can see
report
here.
back.
But yeah, that'd be first strikeout. We were talking so much about how she was seeking it out, and then that was a lengthy time for review.
It was. So they think that she had a little piece of her bat on the ball.
It's close. We'll see what the umpires say. From the glance I saw, I don't think it's going to change.
We're getting another look at it up here.
Yeah, so it's how this press box is set up. We'll pull back the curtain here, Wizard of Oz style. So we're in this thing called a press box, which is great, but it's right above home plate, which is a beautiful view, one can say. It is gorgeous. And then in the press box, normally the announcing room is different than the video replay review, but we're all in the same one together.
So we can look right at it.
It's crazy because they're winding it down almost image by image, trying to see if the ball changes trajectory at all after she swings. So it's very close. Now what I'm sure precipitated, if we use a purple word, this video review is I bet Mariah Myers said, "Oh, I got a piece of it."
Yep, she felt like she got a piece of it. So,
but
they have to be certain of that in
right.
order to overturn the call. But they're taking their time with this review.
Which also, just to describe the replay setup, the replay technician will have two screens up, and one has every camera angle available to the umpires, which we currently have. This is called a two-shot broadcast, and it's called two-shot broadcast because we have two cameras. It's not earth-shattering naming stuff here, but there are more static cameras around the diamond that will show angles of all the bases and all the possible spots where you think a play could happen. There's a camera that should cover it. And so the replay can look at all those angles, and the umpire can pick which camera they want to look at. And then they have a little, it's like a circle on the ground where you can scroll back and just rewind stuff really quickly. And after all that, we got to hear the ruling.
After review, the call on the field has been changed. It is a foul ball.
Oh, so it is a foul ball.
Iowa retains their challenge. They have two challenges remaining.
So Iowa gets to retain their challenge. They still have two challenges remaining.
On the bat will be no balls, two strikes.
Ohio State will go back to take the field for defense.
Well.
And the count will remain 0-2.
This is why you should not score your games in pen, which is what I do.
You need a erasable pen.
You know what? We're in battle here. So we're gonna scroll back in time to the top of the fourth, and Mariah Myers at bat will continue. So Jenna Molk, the freshman, who's as fresh of a freshman as can be. Just remember, she would have been in high school right now if she hadn't early enrolled, which is very common in football, less common in softball. So she's back in the circle.
Yeah, graduated high school in December. and graduated early. But again, now she's back looking for her first strikeout of the day. You know, great job by Myers to speak up and say, I think I got a piece of that. I think I tipped it, because she was 100% correct based on the review, and now she's staying alive out there.
Yeah, just stayed alive by the slimmest of margins. I mean, it was, because you can zoom in on that video, it says fraction, and then try the outside corner. And so it is now ball one.
And, you know, that's what those reviews are for, really. And great job to use their challenge, and they get to retain it since the call was overturned.
I would have never thought about challenging that. Kudos for Iowa, because they did it and got it.
So the count is 2-2.
2-2, 2 outs, top of the fourth, as we have Marty McFly back in time. Offered, did not go, so the count is full.
Molt came out and has thrown 3 straight balls, but it had to be a little bit jolting for her to go into the dugout and get out of the pitching mode and then have to come right back out.
They walked her. What a clutch challenge by Iowa. A strikeout has become a walk.
Now batting number 28, Avery
Wow.
Jackson.
Avery
Don't
Jackson.
see that often.
Nope. That was also the first video review that I've gotten wrong this spring season.
You didn't fully get it wrong. You said it was, you know, hard
I
to
did.
tell.
Yeah, I guess I can. I had a foul tip. Maybe it wasn't like a pure out, but it was a foul tip on a strikeout is what I had.
Okay.
Two balls, no strikes on Jackson. Grounded out to short in the second. And think, like, this situation, because of that video review, the tying run is Jackson. And right now, Mulk having a hard time finding the strike zone.
Seems like the Buckeye fans thought that one was a strike. They were not too happy with that call.
As I like to say, the umpires in scarlet and gray in the bleachers, they saw that a different way.
Yeah.
As they tend to do.
Yeah, tough for Mulk. You think you're out of the inning, and then you have to come back out here, and she's had to throw 7 more pitches already than she was anticipating, now 8.
Battling back, but it's just jog off, feeling great. Finally struck her out. What a wonderful ending to the inning. Or gave up a home run, battled back, and they want to what? Challenge it. There's the strikeout.
There we go. So she still gets her first strikeout of the day, but excellent job by the Hawkeyes on challenging that call, extending the inning just a little bit.
Yeah, the top of the order is going to come up in the 5th. So Iowa had the successful challenge, and now we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Score unchanged.
In the circle for the Hawkeyes, number 3, Carly Brewer.
Okay, so we are back again to the bottom of the 4th inning. We thought we were here just a little bit ago before that challenge call.
Now we think we're actually here.
Now we think we're here. We should be here. We were...
I don't know if there's going to be another belated challenge.
Yeah, we were starting to announce Carly Brewer, who is in the circle now for the Hawkeyes.
Oh yeah, we were.
We were just introducing the freshman pitcher from Norwalk, Iowa.
Yeah, there she is. That was a long time ago.
It really was.
What have you learned about Carly Brewer in the subsequent 10 minutes that we've had?
Well, she just threw her first strike of the day. She was an excellent pitcher in high school. She was ranked the number 10 pitcher by the Midwest region. Extra innings softball. First team all district, first team all conference. So had a great high school career.
She also really stabilized things in game 1 on Friday, as this one's driven into center and nicely struck by Sammy Buick, who will have a double. That's a sight for sore eyes for Sammy Buick, who was 0 for Friday.
Yeah, great job by the junior. Gets her first hit of the day and makes it to second easily. Now Sarah Tarr is up to bat. She's also looking for her first hit of the day.
She reached on an error in the second, but this also, that hit, that double by Buick means the top of the order, all that power for Ohio State is going to come up with an RBI on the base pass, at least one you'd imagine. Can Tarr make it 2? Shows bunt, lays it down. Nicely done by Sarah Tarr.
Great bunt by Tarr, and she almost ran that out too. A lot of great speed, but she advances Buick to third, so she's right there in scoring position as the top of the lineup comes up with Hadley, Parisian.
So Parisian, Wilhelm. This is one of the danger zones for Iowa. All that work to get a run back to really close the gap. That home run from McAnally, and now here comes the Buckeyes with a runner in scoring position. And a strike on Parisian. I think it's interesting, the art of the bunt in softball, how it's very different than what you would try to do in baseball.
Yeah.
Try to scoot it down the line, just keep it fair, but softball, you try to get that thing to die right in between, right in no man's land.
And that one really did. It was the perfect bunt.
It's outside 2-1. I guess I can explain that better. In softball, in baseball, you try to get the bat top of the zone and you want to catch the ball on the bat, and then you're guiding it up one of the baselines. And in softball, the first baseman, third baseman are coming in so hard as this ball is sent out towards left and gone! A surprise home run by Hadley Parisian.
For a minute there, it was so close to going foul, but stayed fair. 2-run home run for Parisian, her first hit of the day. She's batting .455 now. She has the highest batting average on the team. Ohio State extends their lead even farther, 6-2.
And that right there is what we talked about before that at bat. Getting a runner on is so critical for Ohio State, because that 1-run shot becomes a 2-run bomb. Then Wilhelm comes up. Base is clear, 1 out, but a 4-run lead.
Wilhelm has been walked twice today. She has great discipline at the plate when it comes to choosing her pitch.
Popped it up. And that's Sipes. So 2 away. before Parisian, you mentioned her average right now, and small sample size, but is really good nevertheless. When she's been healthy, she's been hitting well. Last year, 21 homers.
Yeah, she has so much power. Now we got Reagan Milliken up to bat. She was hit by a pitch in the first, struck out in the third. But of course, this is her first time up against Carly Brewer pitching.
Took a ball inside. Milliken, another one of this. Just we mentioned earlier in the game, as that's a strike high inside. I guess I misspoke. I said here's the great power hitters for Ohio State: Wilhelm, Milliken, Estrada. Well, we need to add Parisian to that list. One and two. Milliken 20 homers a year ago, and all she did on top of that was set the program record for RBIs in a season of 74. It's a lot of RBIs.
It's a lot of RBIs. Count is 2-2.
And now full. Here is that 3-2. Walked her. So Milliken's now reached twice. This one less painful than the first.
But now we have Kiki Estrada up, who homered, had a 2-run home run in her last at bat, and she has a chance to do it again now with a runner on.
She's reached twice. The first was via fielder's choice. 3 RBIs today. The wind is blowing across the field from right to left. It kind of swirls here at Buckeye Field. It's kind of a unique just layout where all the athletic complexes are built. It was a huge field formerly. But with the 2 big buildings in the outfield, and the wind kind of gets caught around, and it can get swirling there in the outfield. The 1-1 inside. Where's the unique number 89? What number would you take?
I played softball in high school. I was number 6. No reason.
So Sammy Buick. All right.
No reason for it. I just.
Just the one you got. I'll just take it.
And I just owned it.
That's the key thing, you know. You get whether you have a unique story for it or not. Now, there's no way she just went in and grabbed 89, but
That has to have some sort of meaning.
why don't you go down there and you want to go down there and ask her
I'll
right now?
ask her. I'll interrupt her at bat.
Excuse me, I need time on the field. Oh, and then a little pitch clock violation.
Yeah, so the count is now 3-2, full count there.
She got under it, faded towards Lightgen, and makes the grab. Two more runs on the board from Ohio State. Their lead is only growing. It's now 4.
Fans, it's time for our reaction stick challenge. Today's contestant, Cam, will go head-to-head with Buckeye Softball's Kylia Briggs to see who can catch the most falling sticks. Let's see how Kylia did. All right, Cam, you have to catch more than 2. Ready, set, go. All right, congratulations, Cam. You are going home with a Buckeye prize pack.
Top of the 5th, we think. Right?
Unless there's a challenge. Unless there's another challenge, yes.
Any late challenges?
Top of the 5th, Jenna Molk still in the circle for the Buckeyes. She's having an excellent day so far.
I was going to ask you, I think she's been pitching really well.
Yeah, I think she's been doing an excellent job. She's given up 4 hits, has walked 3, 1 strikeout, but she's only given up 2 runs. And Iowa's at the top of their order. Bennett is at the plate.
Number 1, Tori Bennett.
And she's been scattering the hits too. So Iowa hasn't really been able to stack many base runners as that ball dribbles in.
Now Bennett has walked twice today, in the 1st and the 3rd, so she's another player that's pretty selective at the plate. 1-1 count now.
And she doesn't register an official at bat until now. A pop-up down the right field line, and Parisian didn't give up with it, bumping into the fence but making the grab.
Ohio State's defense has been really solid today. That's a great effort there.
Devin Simon.
Like you said, ran all the way into the fence for that one.
So Devin Simon now up 0 for 2. But I think they have, Ohio State's defense has been really good today, and they have the potential to be really great. And swing and a miss by Simon, but all 3 outfielders were all region a year ago. Most of them made the second team all conference. Little dinker foul. And so you add that they're all back. Parisian, Lamone, Cruz. All 3, all region, almost were all second team, all Big Ten, all back. Then you had Tar, who looks pretty sharp at shortstop.
Especially today. She's seen a lot of action, and she's been solid.
And it's a potential to be a very solid defensive team, these Buckeyes. 1-2. I think the question for Ohio State offensively will be, can they just get enough base runners on to take advantage of their powers? That's hit right up the middle and scoots it by Tar as well.
Molk dodged it a little with her foot in the circle, but it came up the middle so fast she didn't have time to get her glove down. So Simon gets her first hit.
9, Kiara Sipe.
As Kiara Sipe heads to the plate, and she's had a great day.
No, she's been outstanding. She's singled in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd with an RBI. She was out ahead of that ball, but if I was doing the trend, first single, double, well,
what's
she's
next?
She's gonna smoke this one.
She's trying to hit for the cycle today.
If she's going to get a triple, she's going to have to run really fast. She did leg it out, so it's a fielder's choice. So she's reached each time, but there are 2 outs. Mackenzie Lightgen, the freshman left fielder, 0 for 2 today. A little bit of up and down so far this weekend. She was entered today 1 for 6. That one was a double, though. A 2 RBI double. So when she's made contact, it's done damage. Over towards third, foul ball.
Behind in the count, 0-2.
Iowa's such a young team, majority of the roster underclassmen. So they've had such a promising non-conference schedule with the youth. Really bodes well to what they can do. Not only the rest of the year, but building into the future too. Count stays 0-2. Fouled back. Mike and staying alive. So last inning you said you're number 6, played softball. What position did you play?
I was a pitcher.
Oh, really?
I was, and I wore a little face mask, just like Mulk has on.
Yes, stays alive. Well, you would have really felt the pitcher's pain on game 2 because they were getting everything. The first inning or two, it seemed like every hit was right back at them.
Yeah.
Both Mulk and Avery Sapp. Avery Sapp almost took one off the face mask. And a strikeout, we think, to end the inning. So we'll hold our breath, but for now, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Off a strikeout by Jenna Mulk.
Buckeye fans, scan the QR code on the Jumbotron to sign up for Go Bucks Weekly. Be the first to receive Buckeye ticket pre-sale and on-sale information, the latest news, exclusive content from OhioStateBuckeyes.com, and more.
We are in the bottom of the 5th, and Taylor Cruz walked up to the plate. Her walk-up song seems oddly appropriate. So it's the first line of it is Kansas Princess, which is the state from which Taylor Cruz hails from.
Maybe that's why she chose it. She must like country.
I bet you it was not by accident. Could you imagine if she was like 5th at bat of the year, you know, walks up, just like, I think they said it's Kansas Princess in that song. Wait, I'm from Kansas. I'll be darned. I had no idea. Pop straight up. Jackson with a tumble.
Ooh, a little back rollover from Jackson. She's laughing at that one, but great catch.
I finished it with style. Maybe she was watching some Winter Olympics and thought, if Ilya Malinin can do a backflip on the ice, well, then I can catch a foul ball and do a somersault.
Yep, exactly.
Now batting the catcher, number 25, Haley Lang.
Haley Lang back up. Her last at bat in the third, she homered. She has a ton of power.
Really going to be that extra bat for Ohio State as it appears. If you get through the main group of power hitters, she can't really let up because Hannah Lang's lurking. Now she's been all or nothing today. She had struck out in the first before that home run in the third. Spoiled foul. There's one gentleman sitting at the very top of section 302 over there towards the right field side who, if the ball is hit in his general vicinity, he will just raise his hand as half-hearted as possible. There's no chance of catching it.
Yeah. But he's there just in case.
He's there. He's vigilant. It could be hit. It could be hit 40 feet over his head, and he will extend his hand just like, I tried. Yesterday, game 2, a ball was hit. So he makes no effort to move for it other than just stick up his hand. It was hit right at him, and that man caught it dead to rights. Struck her out looking.
Like you said,
Two-way.
it's been all or nothing for Lang today. Either striking out or home run. That happens again, so
Number 5, Skylar
2
Yeah.
outs now as Skylar Lamone comes up to bat.
0 for 2, struck out looking in the second, grounded out to short in the third. Which, if you have, you can have some players that are that just we're selling out on power no matter what. Like this is if I make contact, we're gonna hit it to Indiana. But if we don't, or strike out. You can have some of those. You can't have a full lineup of them. And so Ohio State needs to rely on the players around those to just step up to continue to make this lineup dangerous. Flailed towards left. Caught by Lightkin. Easy 3 up, 3 down for Brewer in the 5th. And we'll go to the 6th. Buckeyes leading by 4.
Hey fans, it's time for What's in Your Pocket. The first fan who brings the item we announce to the marketing table at the main entrance will win a prize. Today's item is a pen. The first person to bring a pen to the marketing table will be going home with a Buckeye t-shirt.
Yeah, 2.2 for the rap beyond the doubt. Don't act like you're happy for me now. Don't act like you wasn't praying for catastrophic collapses. Catalog is immaculate, still running the game. Don't ask me about the practice. You go on vacation, don't ask me about relaxing. Not sure if you know, but I'm actually Michael Jackson. The man I see in the mirror is actually going platinum. Unthinkable when I think of the way he's been acting. Yeah. I never did you nothing and you play like we family, huh? Next thing you want to shoot me down, it can't be love. Not sure where you was trying
Top
to
of the 6th, and it's time for Iowa to get busy. Need to manufacture 4 runs.
Now betting number
Well, they have the
25,
perfect batter
Leah
up to bat for that. McAnally in her last at bat, homered out to left field.
Not only her last at bat, Hannah, she led off the inning. So here we are again. Hannah McAnally in her sweet spot with her family in attendance. Dribbles it, tricky ball though, and she beat it out. That was an interesting, because it looked like it was going to roll foul. Ended up hitting perfectly.
I was just about to say, that was pretty interesting.
I didn't think it was going to. When it came off her bat, it looked like it was going to, like, that's surely not going to be a hit. Well, by golly, it was. Pinch runner in for Iowa
Echo Metellio.
is Echo Metellio from Mesa, Arizona. She pinch ran back in game 1.
She has a lot of speed, and she's a smart base runner. It's a good decision to get her in the mix here when Iowa is still down 6-2.
Oh, she's got a chance to show those Oh, never mind. What a grab there by Parisian. Coming in on the ball, it just hung up. A little bad luck there for Brianna Johnson.
We've talked about Ohio State's defense, but I'm so impressed by Parisian out in right field. She's seen some action and made some great plays.
She had especially she had a little bit of a hiccup in right field in game 2, left a bit to be desired. And big redemption story for her in the field today. It's a ball to Chavez. 1 for 2, singled in the second, the catcher for Iowa. Can she get Metellio home? Heady job there by Haley Lang to call time. We saw the pitch clock violation for one of the Hawkeye pitchers last inning or 2 innings ago. But Lang called time with just 2 seconds left, and that one is foul. Barely foul.
Yeah, it would have been a great hit up the line there.
The 1-1. That one, foul.
Again, right to the same spot almost.
I think if you marked the first one she hit, that would have been almost right at it.
Yeah. That's her sweet spot right now. Jenna Molk trying to get out of this one.
Yeah, she could sneak one in down the line. It would probably score Metellio. 2-2. Metellio on first was a regular starter for Iowa earlier in her career, then became an infrequent starter, and then this year, this is kind of her role. Defensive replacement in left and run the bases. She straightens one out, but Lamone is as good as anybody in center and makes the grab. So the baton passes to Brian Myers. We think. Nope, we're going back in time again. So we're going to go under a video review. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what it's for yet.
They're about to tell us. They should here in a moment.
What did you see there, Hannah?
I'm not sure what they could be reviewing.
Kaya Chavez isn't out yet, so they've reset it to a 2-2 count. There's only going to be one out right now. And I'm waiting to figure out what it is. See discussion going on.
Yeah, lots of discussion.
By the way, the group, you see, look at the group in the infield. The group in the outfield right now for Ohio State, Sarah Tara looks like a giant.
Yeah, she's got a lot of height.
It's so hard to hit it over. See her coming
Well,
onto the screen, but
Maybe they're not going to challenge it.
no. So that's her. So that Chavez is back. It is 2-2 the count. We'll see. So back in time again. I said it jokingly that I thought, maybe we might have Myers coming up, but I didn't realize I was being.
You were jinxing it.
I didn't realize how prescient I was. Okay, so I think what happened is that Metellio left the bag early, which is why it's 2-2 and 2 outs.
Got it. She
Still, that
left the
makes
bag
sense.
early before the hit happened.
Yeah, so she left early. I've been duped by that in softball before.
So there are still 2 outs. Chavez is back up, full count now, and no runners on. Because
Right, yeah.
Tilio, who was pinch running, left early. That's
That's the read on it. Every time it's happened in softball, it's one of the unique rules. Yeah, so that's the official rule. Yeah, so Metellio left early, which is ruled as a out at first base unassisted, like the first baseman did anything. It's really the base. The base jumped out from under her foot. Because the rule, you can't leave the bag until the batter makes contact with the pitch, or until the pitcher releases, I think. Throw over to first. Got it. We'll straighten it all out. 3 up, 3 down for Iowa. In eventful fashion, we go to the bottom of the 6th.
All right, fans, on your feet. It's time for Hang On Slooping.
got the idea.
Bottom of the 3rd, or bottom of the 6th, rather. So we did look at the video review. So as I was trying to explain, misspoke at first. Sammy Buick will lead off the inning. Is the runner cannot leave until the pitchers release the ball. And then we went and looked on the video monitor, which is, again, conveniently right next to us. And she did indeed. Her foot was off the bag before the ball was released by the pitcher. So it was a good call. Of all the over-communicating that one could argue that officials in college sports can do, that would be one I would recommend. There'd be some better way of signaling it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what?
But like you said, that was a great call that was made. Her foot was off the bag.
Ball
Buick
high.
doubled in the 4th inning. Hit one out to right field.
They need to be like a basketball referee signaling a charge or something. She gets under this one. Johnson drifting back. Does not make the play.
And Buick's able to make it all the way to second on that one. Really smart of her to keep running that one out as they were trying to get under it, and a little bit of sun could have come into play on that one. Seems like she lost the ball a bit.
I think that's really the responsibility of Lightgen, because drifting back on it for Johnson, it's tricky going back, especially, as we said, the wind swirls here at Buckeye Field. And it's the left field, the outfielder coming in is going to have a better line of sight on the ball almost 100% of the time. But you have a freshman in left field in Lightgen, and Lightgen could have called her off.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication.
I'll give her a fielding error. It's a little rough. That's really rough. Not questioning the official score, but it's a tricky ball. Looks like pinch hitter coming in for Sarah Tarr. This happened in game 2.
And sitting for the Buckeyes, number 99, Kaden Ruffer.
Kaden Ruffer will bat last played against Duke on February 28th. Now, Tarr can re-enter defensively.
And she probably will. She's done an excellent job in the field today.
There have been a lot of really good defensive players in this game, but I think you can make the case Tarr's been the best. They have an argument for it.
Yeah, Ohio State doesn't have any errors in the field. Iowa has 2.
Two balls and a strike. I don't think I'd give Buick I don't think I'd give that an error on Johnson. Even though I know she didn't catch it, but what do you think? Do you give it an error?
I think I would give it an error because it was a catchable ball.
You know, she had to drift all the way back to, she had to go all the way to Finley to catch it. You know?
That's true.
Going back there, it's in the wind.
She had it. She had it in her glove for a moment.
Some gopher came up, grabbed her foot. It's inside.
Full count, 3-2. Buick on second.
Ruffer from La Mesa, California. Selectively plays for Ohio State. It's kind of the moments where she can capitalize here, get more opportunities. Fouls it back. It's the 3-2. Late on the ball, a little under it, foul. Walked her. Good eye by Ruffer.
Yeah, Ruffer's first plate appearance of the day. She's walked.
And she's about to be pinch run for by Tarr. And a new pitcher coming in as well.
Now,
We'll take, go ahead.
I was going to say, in case you're just tuning in today, the Buckeyes and the Hawkeyes split their doubleheader on Friday. So today's winner will win the series. So it's an important one as the Buckeyes have held the lead 6-2.
The pitcher coming in is Avery Sapp, who was outstanding in game number 2. She's a junior, and she pitched 5 innings, 3 hits, only gave up a run, and was just completely dominant. So Tar will come in and pinch run for Rufford. And to the beats of one of the great college sports songs of Every Time We Touch by Cascada. It'll be Sapp's job to make sure that Ohio State does not touch home.
She's a great person for the job, and like we said, the winner of today's game will win the series.
Well, you just look at the non-conference schedule that Ohio State's played and just the lack of results. And part of it was the strength of the Buckeyes completely failed them. They could not hit. Last weekend in Baton Rouge, very lackluster results as a team, and it was something that Corinne Kumar, when speaking with her, you could just feel the chagrin in her voice of how it was so far away from the effort she expects from Ohio State. This series has been much better. Yesterday notwithstanding, but the bats for Ohio State have definitely woken up, and the Buckeyes trying to hold on to a Big Ten series win to kick off not only their home stands of this season, this being their first home games, but their conference play as well. Parisian's last time up, she homered. But she's also a patient hitter.
She is. She walked back in the first as well. She's going to wait for her pitch here.
And she'll make Avery have to throw it. Avery's dad, Damien, once played baseball in the Red Sox organization, native of Utah. Finds the strike zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Almost got her. Second walk of the game by Parisian, and the bases are loaded for Wilhelm.
Wilhelm, as we've said, another one of those selective batters. She's walked twice already today in the first and third.
She's walked 4 times this series.
Yeah, she's very selective. And Sapp started out with 3 straight balls against Parisian, and just threw another one here to Abby Wilhelm.
Hawkeyes are in a bit of a danger zone here, Hannah, because as we saw on Friday, almost said yesterday again, in game 2, that if you hit 8 runs by the 5th inning or later, if a team has an 8-run lead, 5th inning or later, then you get into the mercy rule category.
Yeah, so if Ohio State scores 4 runs in this inning, this game will be over.
Which normally sounds like a lot, and it is, but with the way Ohio State can swing a bat and with there being no outs and them loaded, just critical for Sapp to generate some outs here. A ground ball would be huge for Iowa. But they walk her on 4 pitches, and that's 1 run in.
3 more runs, and this game is over again. Bases loaded, no outs. Milliken is up now. She walked back in the 4th inning. Sapp is just struggling a bit to find the strike zone.
This is a high leverage situation. You hear that term more in baseball than softball, but it is a high leverage situation.
It is, and the Buckeyes have not been chasing any of her pitches so far. Again, struggling to find that strike zone.
And really, why would you? There's the visit on the mound, but if in this situation, if pitchers having difficulty locating, you're not going to go. Not going to, especially with a coach who with the hitting acumen of Karen Kumar. You're not going to have your hitters go up there and help her out.
No. And after Milliken, Kiki Estrada is up next, who has all the power in the world. She's homered already today.
Yeah, Milliken is already good. As if Milliken is not imposing enough. The southpaw on deck is just as dangerous, if not more so.
Yeah.
There's the strike by Sapp.
After a meeting in the circle, she's able to regroup a bit.
The 1-1 is flailed into left. That's at least two. Trying to go from first to third, and doing so is Wilhelm, and she'll hit the brakes. 2 runs in for the Buckeyes, and the winning run is on third.
Like we said, it's that 8-run mercy rule. So if Ohio State puts one more in here, that'll be the game. Still no outs.
And coming up, Kiki Estrada. And Ohio State's going to put in a pinch runner for Regan Milliken. That's Izzy Neal. And I think they're putting Neal in, who was the starter for most of the year in the outfield while Parisian was hurt. I think Neal's more in just spare the legs of Milliken and someone who can make, you can trust to have smart decisions on the base paths.
Kiki Estrada, like we said, homered in the 3rd inning. She has 3 RBIs already today. And she flew out to left field in the 4th inning, but
They're going to walk her. Smart by Iowa. This will at least put the double play in effect.
yeah, they are going to walk her.
And even if you didn't want to turn the double play, it makes home plate a force out.
But then there's pressure on Sapp, who has struggled a bit to find the strike zone, to not walk in Ohio State's winning run.
Now, looking at the next 2 batters for Ohio State, Cruz and Lang. Not as patient a hitters as the ones before. Cruz is the more patient of the 2. Lang has struck out at a 2-to-1 ratio versus how much she's walked. They're not just going to roll over, but that's what Sapp has to do, is get strikes. So if I'm an infielder in this spot, if the ball's hit at me, I'm just going home. You have to go home. And then you can have a double play. Gloved and not in time.
And that'll do it.
Yeah, tricky play there.
That's the winning run for Ohio State, 10-2 with the run rule after 6 innings. Ohio State wins the series.
What a perfectly placed ball by Taylor.